All I want Hello and good morning to anyone else that is tuning in from the West Coast because I am tuning into this match at 6:20 a.m. here. Excuse the delay as we had some technical difficulties, but I finally have a stream up and yeah, really excited for this final between Bublik and Medvedev. Really interesting final we have here between Bublik and Medvedev. A couple of really fun players to watch. Some people might not think that about Medvedev, but it's a fun matchup for sure. Yeah, my stream is here at 2-3 in the first set. So thank you all for your patience as we are tuning in here to the Halle final. Both players are coming into this tournament playing decently well. Medvedev with some nice wins over Nicholson and Zverev. And I think that Zverev win was a big confidence boost for him. And Bublik, as we all know, has beaten Sinner earlier in this tournament, which was a massive win for him, and also a really challenging but big win for him against um, against Hachanov. All right, all right, all right. Bublik now serving. Excuse the slight delay. That's all. That's the best I can do right now. Medvedev seeming to return the serve of Bublik well. This is an interesting matchup because okay, points playing. We've got a sloppy forehand after the serve from Bublik. He is, at least on my screen, in a 30, low 30 hold. Big first serve from Bublik. And he comes to the net with a drop shot, and he cuts off pickup from Medvedev. He has been playing fearlessly, Bublik, here in Halle. I feel like this tournament, it's catering to his strengths. He can really just focus on hitting great shots and coming to the net. Big serve there, bringing us to 30 all. What's up, Joe? Good to see you. Big teaser from Bublik. Medvedev coming into this rally. Medvedev currently absorbing the attack of Bublik. Getting to a drop shot. Ooh, and some nice back and forth volleys to get Bublik to game point. in this changeover. I'll see if I can get some other streams happening, but we are currently dealing with some lag. Big serve, and it's a service winner. The serve has been working really well for Bublik at this tournament, and he's just been going big off the forehand with a 1-2 punch. That's some classic grass court tennis that seems to be working well for him. Any new hot takes for this year? Um, yeah, I don't even know if this is a hot take anymore, but I think we're at a point where the WTA is possibly becoming more consistent than the ATP, and I think the the credibility of being top 10 in the ATP has gone down significantly. I can pull up the rankings here, but there have been some players who have high ceilings, but they'll just perform well for 1 or 2 tournaments and then shoot up in the rankings. And while that makes sense, I feel like that happened a lot less back in the day. Like, if you think about the days where Thomas Berdych was forever world number 6, he was putting in quarterfinal results every single week. Andy Murray was getting semifinals every single week and stuck at world number 4. I feel like we're not really seeing that sort of player anymore. All right, Bublik returning Medvedev serve now. Big inside out forehand. He sets him up with a love 30 break point, or not break point chance, but a chance to break. Medvedev's style in this grass as he misses another forehand to go down love 40. Yeah, Medvedev is not super well equipped for the grass because he has a big serve and it's flat and fast as he just hits a T serve here. But after that, oh my gosh, Bublik is a man at his best right now. Rips the backhand down the line to get the break for 5-3. But yeah, once you can read Medvedev's serve, I feel like he doesn't have a ton of versatility from the ground to hurt Bublik. Whereas Bublik, honestly, he hasn't even been playing as versatile as he normally does, but we know he has that variety. He has the drop shots, and his flat attacking ground strokes are just all landing in this tournament. I'm not sure if he's mentally just gotten more serious or if he's done some technical work to improve. but whatever it is, it's working. Huge T serve from Bublik to make it 30 love. And Bublik trying to do the smash and grab. First set here. 30 love. Service winner. Doesn't look like there's much resistance from Medvedev. Just interesting. Joe, if you're still in the stream here, I'm curious to know, do you have any hot takes? Let me know. Wow. Super fast service hold for Bublik. And he's already with the first set at 6-3. Really impressive stuff. I feel like at this point, putting Bublik as a dark horse for Wimbledon is not even a hot take anymore. I feel like most people would have Bublik in their top 5, top 6 players to do well. Actually, yeah, we can, while we're waiting for the set break, we can talk about Wimbledon. Let's see. I'm trying to list my top 5 players. A Twilight horse, that's funny. Great horse. But yeah, top players for winning Wimbledon. Obviously, I think the easy answer is I'm gonna ask you guys, share your predictions for Wimbledon. But yeah, Alcaraz first, and then I'm not sure if I put Sinner second. Actually, yeah, I don't think I put Sinner second, and I actually would not be surprised if we saw a very disappointing Wimbledon from Sinner, given the recent history. So obviously, I think 3 match points against Alcaraz, 3 match points against Alcaraz. That has to be weighing on his mind, especially when Alcaraz is the favorite. And on top of that, he loses a close match to Bublik on grass. So those combined have got to hurt his confidence a lot. And tennis is all a mental game. Wow, really fun point there is Medvedev tried to come to the net with some weird swinging volley, and Bublik was scrambling everywhere to get those back. And yeah, this sort of point is just where Bublik thrives. So love 15 Bublik. Okay, Medvedev finally with a winner down the line to make it 15 all. I'm very confused. Okay, we can go back to talking. That's funny. Yes. Are any of his shots not weird? Okay. T serve for Medi, 30-15. But yeah, I'm a huge Medvedev fan. I got a signature at the US Open a couple years ago. And I just love his personality and how unorthodox he is. Ooh, okay. Nice little drop shot from him there. But yeah, I feel like Medvedev's confidence has also really been hurting. I feel like he got close with a couple matches against Carlos and Sinner especially the Australian Open final where he blew the 2-set lead. Not really blew the 2-set lead, but lost it after being up 2 sets. And I feel like he's just mentally taken a step down ever since then, unfortunately. Like, I had expected Medvedev to be a consistent top 5 player since then, and he has not done that. But that was a good hold from him to start the second set. Yeah, so I honestly love both these players, which is why I chose to commentate this final instead of the Alcaraz Lehechka final. Love both those players too, but it's not as common that one of these guys wins the title. So here we are. Bublik with a double fault to start the second set. Okay, sorry, Joe. I did not miss your comment here. You're saying Sava and Ego won't. You're saying neither of them will win a slam this year. That's a very hot take, actually. What do you? Who do you think? Who do you think will win the remaining slams? That's a pretty hot take. You're saying Keys to win Wimbledon, and then wow, Goff and Shelton to underperform. All right, Bublik's trying to get himself out of a hole here on serve. He's at 1530. Okay, second serve at 1530. All right, Medvedev with the cross-court backhand return. He's trying to put on the pressure, but he overcooks it and sends it long. Yeah, right now looks like Bublik is running really hot, and the serves and the ground strokes are all just very flat and lethal. Big T serve from Bublik, and then boom, just rips the forehand. Yeah, Goff with a home court advantage. She really squeaked away. All right, I'm just gonna see Bublik finish this hold here with an overhead, and he's just playing fearlessly. Like Medvedev's not playing bad per se, but Bublik is just full committing for every shot and making most of them. Um, yeah, I like these takes. I haven't kept up with how Keys is playing much, honestly, but that would be cool to see her win another slam at Wimbledon. But yeah, going back to the French, I was watching the final highlights. She really squeaked away with that win there. Like, obviously, she did incredibly well to defend Sabalenka's shots, but it didn't really look like she had the power or the game to push Sabalenka around, in my opinion. We'll see if the surface and conditions are any different at the US. And also, she doesn't necessarily have to beat Sabalenka to win the US Open. So, yeah, I gotta watch more WTA. Tennis in general, honestly. I've just been keeping up with this Bublik run because he's so relatable for me as he makes a great cross-court return for love 30. He's got to look on Medvedev serve here. Here's okay. Looks like Medvedev is just trying to rush this. Oof. Bublik goes for a big down the line. But yeah, these guys have definitely played each other in Eastern Europe growing up, I believe, or in some way they are friends. And it looks like Medvedev just knows his game does not stack up well against Bublik, and he's kind of rushing his game. Okay, maybe prioritizing the slam. Good insights here, Joe. Nice. Yeah, I know he speaks Russian. Did I miss any chats here? I have not missed chats here. Okay. Medvedev saves the break point with an ace. We can let this game finish and then I can go into my predictions. Medvedev just grunting really loud on his shots now. Okay, he's able to extend the rally and Bublik cannot find the winner. So me personally, I'm a huge Bublik fan. Um, when I play tennis, I also love just throwing in random drop shots, and it's very relatable when you're playing against like Sinner or something, and then you're in the rally for 20 shots, and then you finally miss, and then he says like this guy's too good because I feel like any of us amateur tennis players also feel the same way. So I feel like he's a very relatable guy, and yeah, really funny. I feel like Curious will do it in a way that's maybe offensive to some people. I still think he's super entertaining, but I feel like Bublik really does it in a more wholesome way than Curious. All right, Medvedev serving at deuce here. Medvedev's grunts are getting louder and louder here. Woo! That was a firecracker of a serve. 136. Not sure if I'm reading that correctly. 196 kilometers per hour. That's crazy. All right, let's see if Medvedev can get a hold here. Okay, and cheer from Medvedev as Bublik puts a forehand in the net. It's almost like Medvedev doesn't want to feel the pressure, so he's just playing very fast, so he doesn't have to think about anything. I'm not sure if that's the smartest thing to do, but that is the approach that he's going with right now. Okay, we can go back to Bublik's game. So clearly, everyone knows his strengths. Seems like his serve is getting. Uh, yes, Joe. Good to see them coming into form. It'll be a competitive tournament for sure. Yeah, back to Bublik. So you're right. We all know his strengths. Big serve. He's been cracking off both wings, flat shots, and the variety. But outside of that, I'm like very curious to know if he can keep this up because playing perfect offensive tennis is lethal on grass. But if you have an off day and your shots are not landing, like how do you adapt your game to still find a way to win? And that is what I'm curious to see from Bublik. It looks like he's been able to hang in like some rallies, versus Hachinov and Center, like the big baseliners. He did have to dig in for a few points, but for the most part, his attacking shots were landing, and he was able to just pretty much, like, wait for the first short ball he had and full send it to try and end the point as soon as possible. So, interest being able to do that for 5 sets, for 6 rounds if he has a bye is a lot a lot more challenging than a tournament like this where he has to win maybe, I think, like, 8 sets total, 4 matches, 2 sets each. So I'm rooting for him, but I'm very curious to know if he can keep up this perfect form or if he has some defensive tools that will help him out. Medvedev misses a return. Nice. Alcaraz serving for the first set. Nice shot from Medvedev down the line on the backhand to make it 15 all. It would be really interesting to see Alcaraz play Bublik. Honestly, yeah, I would put a lot of money on Alcaraz because the only advantage I give Bublik over Alcaraz is the serve. Because Alcaraz has all the versatility and he's maybe even more lethal off the ground and he can defend better. Nice T serve from Bublik for 40-15 now. All right, second serve now. Short return for Medvedev, and he can't defend the Bublik attack for 2-2. Still on serve. Yeah. Okay, back to favorites for Wimbledon. I think I'm putting Djokovic in there. I want to even say I like Djokovic above Sinner because he has all the experience and grass is maybe less physically taxing for him. He can really utilize his precision game and just sort of dispatch a lot of these younger players. All right, Bublik coming up on the attack now, returning serve. Seems like his shots are really damaging Medvedev here. Medvedev is missing a lot once Bublik puts an attacking shot in. But yeah, Djokovic has done it year after year. He's a 7-time champion. And honestly, he could have been a 9-time champion if it wasn't for Carlos Alcaraz. So you have to have him in your top 3 at least, I feel like, for this tournament. Okay. Outside of that, I feel like okay. Joe says Djokovic is not him anymore. So here's my take on that. I did say he's I did say he's a favorite, but I also have a bet with one of my friends that Djokovic is not winning another slam before he retires. And I said this after Sinner beat him in the Australian Open semis in 2023 or 2024. I want to say 2024. the time right after the Davis Cup loss to Sinner as well. And I said that because I think, when you're 36, 37 onwards, the physical cliff is just huge. We saw that with Roger and Rafa as Bublik grinds through a point to get back in the offensive and get 40-30 on Medvedev serve. I need to pay more attention to Bublik's defending. But anyways, back to this. I agree because I feel like he's finally at an age. Right, service winner from Medvedev gives us 3-2, and we're on serve still. But yeah, I feel like Djokovic has hit the age where his physicality is really delicate for these Grand Slams, and he can't do it anymore if he has to beat Sinner and or Alcaraz in a slam in 5 sets. Because I think those two guys pretty much, if only one of them is in form, they can both beat him. Just physically, I think. Maybe not technically, but physically. Technically, it's still close. Physically, it's not close anymore. And there's also a chance that Djokovic could run into like Zverev running hot or something. So, what it takes for Djokovic to win a slam in 2025 or 2024 onwards is beating at least Carlos or Sinner in form. And then on top of that, that's not mentioning like if Medvedev or Zverev are in form. And I think that's too much of a physical test to ask of him. But he's got it technically. Yeah, he needs a dream draw and he needs someone to be injured. But I think he can still make it deep. Like depending on his draw at Wimbledon, I would expect him to get to semis or something. Quarters at the very least. We'll see. Okay, so we've talked about Alcaraz, we've talked about Sinner, we've talked about Novak. Who else, right? After those three, it's who else? I think the current group is Draper, Zverev, and Fritz. Ooh, double fault from Bublik to open this game. Funny question, is Zverev good on grass? I try and pretend he doesn't exist. Yeah, I don't know. I need to look up his historical results. I can do that for you. All right, Bublik. Now finding that classic 1-2 punch that has been working for him all year. Okay, so let's see. Second round, third round, round of 16, third round, first round, round of 16, third round, fourth round. So wow, he hasn't made it past the round of 16. That is interesting for Zverev. Yeah, I don't recall him being like fantastic, but I also don't recall him being terrible either. Like if you played Novak on grass, you'd probably give Novak the edge. But it seems like he, at least yeah, this year he was beating all the lower ranked players pretty comfortably until he ran into Medvedev. And that was a very close game. I think that was great for Medvedev's mentality to get a close win over a rival of his. Ooh, bootleg drop shot. Oh, and a really fun point is the lob is not enough to get over Medvedev. So Bublik's now serving with another game point. 40-30. Let's see if we get a BUBLIK ace. We don't. He misses the 1-2 punch, so we're off to deuce. But yeah, Fritz honestly, historically, is in the mix here at Wimbledon, I think. He had that really close loss to Nadal in 5 sets where Nadal pulled out of the next match against Kyrgios. Was that 2024? That might have been. I might be remembering that wrong. Oh my goodness. Incredible approach and drop volley from Bublik to hold for 3-3. Yes. Go Bublik. I'm rooting for him too. Extreme dark horse. Does Draper count as an extreme dark horse? I feel like for the men, I can't even like, yeah, I don't think Bublik counts as a dark horse anymore after how well he did at the French and how well he's doing in this tournament. I don't know if he counts. He's like the easy answer. I don't think Runa is doing anything. I don't think Felix is doing anything. Oof. Medvedev came in on a swing volley. Hey man, he's top 5, but I would put $100 against him not winning the tournament, you know? Let if you have a dark horse, I'd love to hear. I'll look up the rankings and come up with something. Like Shelton, I don't think Shelton he has like a 2% chance of winning Wimbledon in my books. And he's already top 11. Maybe I'm just over. Oh, Medvedev, the drop shot to get game point. But yeah, maybe I'm just like over crediting Alcaraz. But I really think there's like a small number of people that can put a run together. I'm looking for an ATP dark horse here. Oof, double fault for Medvedev to bring us a deuce at 3-3. Okay, so let's just go through the top 10. Alcaraz, or Sinner, I said would be disappointing. All right, Medvedev with an ace. Alcaraz, my predicted winner. Zverev, he hasn't gotten past the round of 16. Fritz is number 4. I think he could do well, especially after winning the Boss Open. Oh my goodness. Bublik came in and had an incredible backhand drop volley to take us back to deuce. Those are incredible hands. Okay, I got a hilarious dark horse for you. What about Nick Kyrgios? I don't even know if he's playing the tournament. Here's my dark horse, Nick Kyrgios. All right, Medvedev coming into the net now. All right. Wow. Bublik digging in here. Showing some defense. Break point. Okay. Number 5 is Djokovic. Obviously, I said I'm expecting semis out of him. Draper, number 6. expecting quarters out of him. Medvedev takes us back to deuce with the service winner. Oh, well, okay. Curious is not playing. Okay, Joe, this is a fair that's a fair dark horse. Good call. I have not been keeping up with him, but feel free to share why you made the pick. Okay, so my dark horse does not work. He's gonna be busy commentating. Um, who is ADF? I need to. Oh, Davidovich Fukina. Gotcha. Ooh, that's a good hold for Medvedev. He faced a couple break points in there. Musetti. Actually, I forgot about Musetti. Okay, Musetti and Paul. I slightly like Musetti more. He's got like the traditional grass game with the slices, and he's pretty crafty. So I do like Musetti. I think Musetti and Draper should both make quarters. Tommy Paul. All right, I'm just seeing a slow motion replay of Medvedev, and he just looks hilarious in slow motion. Looks like a spider. But yeah, Tommy Paul, I don't think will do super well. Like maybe round of 16. Runa, he's done okay in the past, I think, but I think quarters at best for Runa. Shelton, honestly, Davidovich Fokina is a good dark horse. He does have the versatility. I don't know if he has the firepower, but he has the right strategy and game style for Wimbledon. And yeah, Musetti's game is great to watch. He's been having a fantastic year. Shelton has not been having a fantastic year, but we know big serves go a long way, so we'll see. We'll see how far you can take that. But I think yeah, Shelton is maybe a little bit too one-dimensional. Like I would take Musetti over Shelton. Medvedev is next, number 11. I mean, I hope he'll do well after this result. I think he'll at least carry some confidence from this tournament. I don't know if he has what it takes to beat the best though at Wimbledon. Demon Nor, don't think his game suits the grass well. Tiafo, I think he could do okay. Rublev, Feast. I can't go over every. Oh, I think a really popular dark horse would be Jacob Mensik, Jakob Mensik, Brandon Rodriguez. Oof. Um, interested to see if you're right here. This will be a hot take. Let the record be show that you called this at 4-4 in the second set. I respect it. We forget Dimitrov exists. We forget Dimitrov exists. Um, I haven't seen him play on grass, so I have no idea. But Mensik's game is pretty serve and volley, so maybe he does well. Okay, I'm beating around the bush. I need to give you one answer. Extreme dark horse to win Wimbledon. Okay, big serve from Medvedev, service winner. Okay, so in the mixer for me is Mensik, Dimitrov, Hurkacz. Those are my, like, honorable mentions. My extreme dark horse is gonna be Patchy Pericard. So we'll just assume he serves incredibly well for 7 matches. So there's a final answer. Yeah, sadly, you're probably right about this. Sadly. Alright, Medvedev at 40-15 here. Stream's a little more up to speed as we get into the business end of the second set. Oh my gosh, he just ripped a swing volley backhand from half court. Who's winning this? I have Bublik taking it. I think he's mentally very strong, and he can still believe that he's invincible here after saving, I want to say, match points against Hachinov and also beating Sinner. This is funny. Yeah, everyone's talking about Draper. No one's talking about Dan Evans. Yeah. Honestly, I'm impressed with how he's picked up in this match. Bublik was just steamrolling him in the first set. Still looking at the rankings here. Technically, Bublik is a dark horse. He's ranked 45. Sonego is ranked 46th, but I think he'll do he'll do pretty well. I mean, Zizou Bergs, who just won that tournament that um, Medvedev was in earlier, that's a dark horse. He's 49. Looks like he's in form on grass. Anyways, let's see Bublik try and stay in the second set, 4-5. Hmm, misses a drop shot. Left 15. Prediction is Bublik takes this in a tiebreak. Medvedev doing his best to defend here, but Bublik just ripping the flat shots. Breaks down the Medvedev backhand. Maybe, maybe. Jane, where are you calling from? Thanks for tuning into the chat. I see you have the US Open hat in your profile picture. If you're comfortable sharing, that is. You can also share when you went to the US Open to get that hat. I went to see the US Open 2022 and 2023. Big serve from Bublik to take us to 30 all. Wow. Huge return from Medvedev to make it break point, set point. Wow. Backhand exchange. Wow. And after a backhand exchange cross court, Bublik with a gutsy drop shot to bring us back to deuce. I see Boris Becker in the crowd. He'd be proud of that one. And a big serve to give him game point. That is clutch. Oh, nice. You're from Brooklyn. Not too far for you then. Yeah, grounds passes are expensive. Everything is expensive in this economy. Ooh, wow. Medvedev letting set points go. Medvedev letting set points go. We're back to 5-5. These guys are not waiting at all in between games. Medvedev's already serving at 5-5. 15 love. All right, they're rallying down the middle, and wow, just Bublik pulling the trigger inside in forehand. 15 all. He's making this look like ping pong. Bublik, the way he's able to just pull the trigger. Nice swing volley, 1-2 from Medvedev. Get up 30 love or 30-15. That's cool, Joe. The grass will be pristine during qualifying. Actually, I forgot. That's a very interesting thing about grass. It's like the the grass gets more and more worn as the tournament goes on. So playing the first round versus playing the final with completely different conditions. I wonder if Bublik has single-handedly worn out the grass in the front more from drop shotting. That's a good hold for Medvedev there. Tight game, but he gets a 6-5. All right, let's see my Let's see if my prediction holds of Bublik winning in the tiebreak. Let's see how the Queen's final is going. Alcaraz up a set and on serve. Looks similar to this one. Oh, they're not in the main stadium. Did not know that. Music is rooting for Medi. I'm happy if either of these guys win, honestly. All right, we're getting some buffering here. Okay. We'll make that work. I'll see if I can get a faster stream. Yeah, that'll do. Will the script be against Hachinov? Again, I'm not sure what you mean by this, if, like, the tournament's rigged against him? Not sure what you mean by that. Bublik is using a all-black racket. Not sure if it's a prototype. Ooh. Medvedev got a short ball. Yeah, that was an incredible Roland Garros run. And yeah, he did win a lot of people's hearts because we all knew him as the trick shotter, and for him to really, like, lock in and get serious like that was very cool to see. Alright. Tiebreak. Ooh, drop shot from Bublik, but not good enough. Medvedev gets there. Bublik serving now at 0-1. Four second set over in Queens. Double fault from Bublik. 0-2. All right. I'm trying to not look at the score here because I'm a little bit behind on the stream, but we're at Medvedev serving at 2-1 on my screen. So if you're listening only, you can just listen to my updates. Or if you want to see the latest score, then you can look at the screen. All right. Big serve from Medvedev, 3-1. Another big serve. And a swing volley. What is he doing? What is he doing? That's something only friends would do. So Medvedev just hit like a swing volley, an overhead, and a volley all at Bublik. But he still did enough to win the point. All right. Bublik service winner to make it 2-4. Now they switch sides. Both of these guys are built similarly, about 6'4", 6'6", lanky. The Russian tennis machines. I know Bublik is Kazakh, technically. Ooh, big serve from Bublik. Medvedev only up one mini break, 4-3. If Bublik cannot get a mini break here back, he will be down set point. Medvedev at 4-3, second serve here. Oh no, that's a bad miss. Short ball return from Bublik, and Medvedev tries to go into the open court with the inside-out backhand. Clips the tape. 4-4. Tight stuff here. All right, they're backhand cross courts now. Who's going to switch it up first? Medvedev. He goes down the line. He misses. Sprays it wide. Wow, wow, wow. So Bublik has just turned it around from 1-4 to 5-4. And he has the championship on his racket now. 2 good serves. And Bublik wins it all. Let's see if he does it. Ooh, second serve let. Suspenseful stuff here. Beautiful approach and drop volley from Bublik, and he sets up double championship point. Double championship point here. Alcaraz is serving to stand the set at 4-5, 30 love. Exciting stuff here for grass court tennis. All right. Who would have thought we would have been here 6-4 double championship point. Back from 1-4. He's done it. Alexander Bublik has done it. His face is in his hands. Woo! Alright, I can look at the chat, and thank you very much for Kang Hatch. Bublik is the champion. He's the champion again? I didn't know he's won this before. He's crying. This is beautiful. And let's just see what this means to him. Thanks, Joe. Thank you guys for keeping me company. Thanks for being patient with the technical difficulties, but we made it here in the end. Sorry to all the Medvedev fans. I think he'll still take a lot of confidence out of this tournament, and there's nothing to be ashamed about in losing to someone that's running as red hot as Bublik is. We can see Bublik, he's embracing his box. Honestly, I'm not sure if he has just one coach. Oh yeah, he beat Rublev 6-3, 6-3 in the final in 2023. Bublik. So good, good win for him here. Then Sinner won it last year, and then Bublik won it again this year. Very nice moment. All right, I will let you guys tune in online to all of the different celebration speeches and highlights. So hope those come out soon for you guys to enjoy. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in. And yeah, awesome match. If you still got some time, you can head over to a stream of Queens and watch the Alcaraz and Lehechka match finish up. All right, that is going to be it from me. Great commentating with you guys again, and see you next time.